Hello, everybody. Good morning. So here we are again, as usually. So today, since it's Saturday, October 7th, we are still working with comparison. It's been a long time. I know we have lots of weekend working with comparison ideas and working with superlatives, adjectives, and adverbs. But today we're not going to be working with oh no, we're still going to be working with adjective. Yes, we're going to continue working with this type of vocabulary, but we're not going to use superlatives or or any other vocabulary that we have been working before. No, today we're going to be working with those vocabulary that you guys see on the screen, which is less than and not as. Okay. So for this, less than and not as, I can tell you about this. Let me tell you something about less than. Less than is not used with, this one is not used with adjectives or adverbs that have one syllable. Okay, no. Let me give you one example. One example of adjective with one syllable. Okay, let me change the color here. For example, large, it's an adjective that has one syllable. No, we cannot use less than with large. We cannot use it, no. But in this case, not as can be used. Yes, we can use large with not as. With in the case of not as, can also can be used with more than two syllables. For example, less than can be have to be used with adjective or adverbs that have more than two syllables. Okay, so let me use this list of adjectives. Let me use this. I think it's going to be easier here. Okay, so for example, here we have adjective with one syllable. Okay, so we have here, let me see, we have less than and not as. Let me write it here. It's going to be easier for you to understand and for me to explain. Okay, I'm going to change the color here. Okay, less than. So less than cannot be used with adjective with one syllable. You cannot use it. We cannot use it. No, no, no. We cannot use it with be, with cheap, with clear, with all. No, you cannot. We cannot. But we can use it, yes, with this. We can use it with this. With artistic, yes. With careless, with correct, with expenses, yes. With those adjectives that have more than two syllables, yes, we can use it with this. Pretty, two syllables, yes, we can have it. Easy, funny, early, yes, we can use it with this. Good, one syllable. Bad, one syllable. Far, one syllable. We cannot use it with this adjective. They have one syllable. Okay. In the case of the adverbs, let me see. In this case, less than, we can use it with artistically, yes. Less carelessly, yes. Because this example have more than two syllables. Sharply, slowly, quietly. But in this case, clear, no, we cannot use it with clear, hard, fast. No, they have one syllable. Well, they have one syllable. So you have to pronounce it, and check it out if the word has one or two syllable, okay? It's very important to pronounce. So you can tell, oh, it has one syllable, or it has two or more syllables, you know what I mean? Okay, so now let's check it out. Not us, okay? In the case of not us, not us can be used with both nadas can be used with all type of syllables, with one syllable, with adjective with one syllable, and with adjective with two or more syllables. No problem with nadas, okay? No problem. We can use them with both, with all type of adjective or adverbs, okay? Now let's take a look at some examples. But do you know what less than and nadas, what do they mean in Spanish? Do you know, guys? Here the author is telling us that less than and nadas is the opposite of more and is the opposite of er. So these two right here, less than and nadas, is the opposite of bigger, of comparative adjective, and more artistic, more and bigger is the opposite. These two right here are the opposite of this, because bigger or more artistic, it means more, it means these are the opposite of less or not us. But these two, let me tell you, these two, less than and not us, when we use them in the same idea, they mean the same. Let's take a look at these examples. They have the same meaning. A pen is less expensive than a book. A pen is not as expensive as a book. These two sentences mean the same. They have the same meaning. They have the same idea, okay? We are telling the same idea, okay? We can either use less than or not as, no problem. We are telling the same idea, no problem. You can either use less than or not as with a syllable with two or more, okay? With more than two syllables. So, no, sorry, more than one syllable says here. A pen is less expensive than a book. Okay, a pen is not as expensive as a book. Look, we're using less with the same adjective and with the same noun, with the same object right here. We have the same subject here. Here we have the same subject, a pen is, and the verb be. A pen is and a pen is. And we have the same what? The same adjective, expensive, and the same object, a book. The only thing that we are changing is like here, we are using less than. We're using less than, okay? Less and then. In here, we are using not as, us. And they mean the same. So, in the case of one syllable, take a look here. In the case of one syllable, so we have here large. Large is an adjective with one syllable, okay? So in this case, like I told you before, we can use not as. So a pen is not as large as a book, okay? And we can use not as with adjective with one syllable and with adjective with one then more syllable, more than one syllable, sorry. We can use it with adjectives more than one syllables. Okay, so you guys have any question? Is this explanation clear for you? And not only for adjectives, there also the same rule applies for the adverbs, okay? This example, this explanation applies for adjective or for adverbs. You guys have any question? Is really clear my explanation in English? No, yes. You have any question? Preguntas? Leslie? Ashley? José? ¿Alguna pregunta? A ver. ¿Qué les parece si hacemos los ejercicios? Y aquí en los ejercicios siempre salen las preguntas, ¿verdad? Las dudas. José, ¿me hace por favor el primer ejemplo? ¿Qué usaría? ¿La A o la B? O tal vez los dos. A ver. Circle the correct completion for each other. We're not going to circle. We're going to write it. Okay. Okay, Jose, help me. What are we going to use here? My nephew is what? How is your nephew? Do you have a nephew?
Is not as old as my niece.
Very good. It's not us. Very good. You are totally right. Okay. You are totally right. Let me make it smaller. I'm gonna make it smaller. So my nephew's not as old. Okay, read the whole sentence, please. Read the whole sentence. Read it. The whole sentence. Read again. Jose, read the sentence again, please.
My nephew is not as old as my niece.
Niece. This is pronounced niece. Okay, repeated this. Niece.
Niece.
Eso. There you go. ¿Y por qué decidiste usar naras, José?
De que sentí que traía como más sentido usar esos que el otro.
Bueno, pues qué bueno que estás usando tu sexto sentido, ¿sí? Pero como lo expliqué ahorita cuando estaba hablando en inglés, en la explicación, resulta que el naras podemos usarlos con adjetivos y con adverbios, con todos los adjetivos y con todos los adverbios, que tienen una o dos sílabas. Pero resulta que el less than solo se usa, por ejemplo, el less than solo se usa con adjetivos con una sílaba. Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir eso? Que también puedes usar ¿qué? El less than, o sea, también podemos decir less than, o sea, my nephew, ¿será así o no? A ver, my nephew is less old than my niece. ¿Tendrá sentido si yo lo digo? My nephew is less old than my niece. Es una sílaba. ¿Tendrá sentido? No, ¿verdad? Porque less than solo se usa con adjetivos y con adverbios de más de dos, más de una sílaba, perdón, más de una sílaba. Entonces, este no va. Solo esto. Pero qué bueno que tu sexto sentido te dice. Entonces, así es. My nephew is not as old as my niece. Pero fíjate que suena hasta raro, mira. My nephew is less old. Suena hasta raro. My nephew is less old than my niece. Suena raro, ¿no? Como que nuestro sexto sentido nos dice, hey, con esto sí suena mejor, ¿no? My nephew is not as old as my niece. Sí, en los idiomas nuestra mente desarrolla, chicos, un sexto sentido, fíjense, desarrolla un sexto sentido que nos dice qué palabras suenan mejor cuando las usamos o cuando escribimos o la gramática, ¿no? Ese es un sexto sentido que se desarrolla. Muy bien, gracias, José. Jessica, number 2. Hardworking, What's going on here? My nephew is hardworking. Hard. What's going on with hard? Let me look for hard. Do you see hard right here? Hard. It's hard right here, one syllable. Okay, and also that's an adjective. Also, it's an adverb. Look, and it's one syllable. ¿Qué va a usar aquí, Jessica?
Naras.
Exacto. Naras. Read the sentence, please.
My nephew is not as hardworking as my niece.
Niece. Eso. Repite la primera palabra, mira. Nephew. Nephew. Otra vez, léela. Nephew and niece.
My
Lee la
nephew
oración
is
en
not
niece. Okay,
Are working as
as
my
niece.
niece.
Niece. Es fácil, niece. My nephew's not as hardworking as my niece. A ver, practícala otra vez. My nephew's not as hardworking as my niece.
My
Practícala, por
nephew is not as hardworking as my niece.
Eso, muy bien, eso no muy bien. Muy bien. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Ashley, number 3. What's going on with the B?
El naraz.
Not as, very good. Not as. Okay. Read the sentence, please. A bee is.
A bee is not as big as a bird.
Eso, a bird, very good. Leslie, the next one.
My brother is less interested in computers than I am.
Very good. Is less interested in computers than I am. Very good. Than I am. Very good. Anielin? Some students are what?
Less than.
Yes. Less what? Less serious. Read the whole sentence. I want to hear your reading.
Some students are less serious about their schoolwork than others.
Okay, so some students are less serious about their schoolwork than others. Very good. Less serious. And the last one, Anielin, do the last one also. Good.
I am not as good at
Repairing.
repairing things as
Diane se pronuncia ese nombre.
Diane is.
Eso. I am not as good as repairing things as Diane is. Entonces, fíjense, ¿no? La idea, ¿no? Hey, el adjetivo y el adverbio tiene una sílaba, entonces usamos less. No, perdón, not as. Ya esto me estoy haciendo bolas yo. So, una sílaba, not as. More than one, less than. ¿Ok? Eso es lo que tenemos que. Pero miren, realmente les voy a decir una cosa. Realmente cuando nosotros vamos a hablar a escribir, no pensamos en eso. No pensamos. No se nos viene eso a la mente, déjenme decirle. No vamos a estar pensando, oh, el adjetivo tiene una sílaba. Ah, tengo que usar not as. Oh, tiene más de una sílaba, voy a usar less. No. ¿Saben qué va a pasar? Les va a pasar lo que José le pasó a él. Nuestro sexto sentido ya nos dice, o sea, es que con estos ejercicios tenemos que desarrollar eso, nuestro sexto sentido, que nos diga qué es lo correcto, ¿no? ¿Cuál voy a usar? Oh, not as, good. Ok, less serious, ¿sí? Eso es lo que tenemos que desarrollar. Pero ¿cómo desarrollamos nuestro sexto sentido? Practicando, haciendo oraciones, tareas, todo eso. Eso sí desarrolla nuestro sexto sentido. Porque miren, esta regla de una sílaba y dos sílabas, eso se nos va a olvidar. Eso ténganlo por seguro, claro, eso se olvida. Lo que no se olvida es nuestro sexto sentido, ¿sí? Que nos dice qué es lo que está bien y qué es lo que está mal. Inclusive en nuestro idioma nativo, que es el castellano, eso nosotros no pensamos en gramática, chicos. Nosotros no estamos pensando en gramática. Ya tenemos nosotros, nuestra mente sale todas las palabras automáticamente como deben de salir, ¿sí? Porque ya nuestra mente ya está acostumbrada. Y lo mismo va a pasar con el idioma inglés. ¿Sí? Claro que a veces sí es bueno tener una explicación del porqué de las cosas, y ese es el caso de la gramática, ¿no? Porque aquí estamos aprendiendo el porqué de las cosas, ¿sí? Pero muchas veces, o lo más seguro es que ese porqué se va a olvidar. Pero lo que no se va a olvidar es que nuestra mente se acostumbre y desarrolle ese sexto sentido de cuando las cosas están bien y cuando las cosas suenan mal, si las usamos, ¿no? Cuando suenan mal o hasta cuando se van a decir o se van a escribir, ¿no? Porque si se fijan, si yo cambio aquí el not as por el less, I am less good, suena muy raro, ¿no? I am less good. Ah, eso no tiene lógica, vean. Suena hasta espantoso. Entonces, pero si tú dices, I am not as good as repairing things, oh, eso suena muy bien, ¿sí? Y miren, hay algo que también les quería decir desde la semana pasada. Para desarrollar este sexto sentido, no hay como la lectura también. La lectura ayuda muchísimo, la verdad, para desarrollar este sexto sentido. Tenemos que hacernos hábito y a la lectura, desarrollar ese hábito por leer libros en inglés, porque esta técnica sí, sí nos va a ayudar realmente a no depender de la gramática, chicos, a no depender de la gramática. Eh, la lectura nos va a ayudar a que cuando queremos decir algo va a salir automáticamente, sin depender de la gramática, ¿no? Cuando querramos escribir, y si nosotros estamos acostumbrados ya a leer mucho, va